That's what's the Beef Chief, baby. This is where we mash out the anger and the frustrations on the gaming world. I'm your host, Baron Marf, and I'm joined as always by the anger monster himself, Angrylink. How you doing, buddy?
I think this is the only time I can feel I can live up to my namesake.
Yeah.
Because
feral creature that you are.
I'd like to think I'm one of the it's momentum. And it sort of starts off fairly calm, and then I'm like, yeah, it doesn't bother me. And then by the time of it, I'm like clawing at things and like just in a rage.
Gosh, I'm vexed and ratty.
Yeah. So we're going back in with the calm, cool, collected, and then we're going to end up as an unreasonable madman. Yeah,
well, look, following on from Sunday's Bullet Bill's Big 3
and the big Destiny reveal, yes,
indeed, I decided to actually invest a bit of time and energy into looking into what's the big hoo-ha.
Well, I didn't know whether this would be, because I knew we'd talk about it again at some point this week, but I didn't know if it would be an Uncharted.
Yeah, well, it could have been until I saw what's out there, and then I realised that Destiny 2, should actually probably be known as Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Because it's not even fucking close.
Well, I already thought we already had Destiny 2, and that was the Taken King.
Well, put it this way. So, Bungie and Activision last week, they basically just said, here's some gameplay, here's some trailers, go check it out. So we know kind of what we're getting now.
Yeah.
And
don't you feel, though, that you're in the same part, like, I just couldn't help but keep going back to the Taken King. And in the same way that there was monumental gameplay changes put into that, there's a few little additions and tweaks and the things that they should have done in the first place.
Put it this way.
And then they've done it again.
This isn't a massive step. It's not a huge change, is it? This isn't any sort of like...
No.
Renaissance.
I'm struggling to warrant thinking, do I pre-order this?
Well,
like there's literally little to none chance at the minute.
Let's get it out on the table. I'm going to try and hold back because I believe that beef should be at least constructive in some way. But this is effectively a fucking DLC pack. I was waiting for some huge monumental change. They've been saying to me, you can't keep your shit. We're mixing it up, we're freshening it up, and I was like, cool, next generation of consoles is coming out, hopefully we're doing behind with the old gen, so we can use some horsepower, we're going to get some graphical sploosh.
Well, it's not that, just some of the systems will work better, and like you say, we were talking about like Borderlands being an inspiration, really, wasn't it? I mean, we didn't get to see a great deal of how the new like patrol systems are going to work. That was the only thing. Like, I'm very sceptical. And like you say, I'm somewhat pissed off that I've had to get rid of however many hours I've dumped into
that's because your life in Destiny today has been a massive alpha.
Yeah. Oh no, we've like seen after the reveal, it was I've been part of the world's most expensive. Well, not the world's most expensive alpha, because everybody knows that's Star Citizen, which is barely getting to alpha in certain parts of it, but I've taken part in one of the world's most expensive and high-profile alphas.
Right, literally all of the shit that they've added, they could have added to Destiny rather than make Destiny KOF 2 because, very simply, they must have coded it really shittly where they just couldn't say, people don't want to go to orbit every time. And talking of which, actually, let me just fucking nail that point right here and now. You can't open up your big fucking, hey, check our shit out by saying, guess what? You don't have to go to orbit anymore. I'm not giving you like a 50 quid pat on the back for just fixing something which was fundamentally a shit, choice right at the beginning when you coded this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always thought of the going to orbit is a great option. Like, we were talking, like, it's handy on raids because... you get distracted in the fucking tower. You're like, let's go play football. And inevitably the six of you have all split up. Right, we're going to be back here. And then someone's got early and they're bored. So they go off and fucking do something else and mission off. And someone's gone disappearing. But the orbit system is like, right, let's all go into orbit. We'll meet back here in 5 minutes. We'll get snacks and drinks and get prepped. And then we'll raid. It was a great idea for that as an option. But as the only option, nah.
But are you really saying that they were that thoughtful? Because me personally, I just think it was just a mechanic to keep people off active servers, i.e. the tower, until they were actually ready to do something.
Yeah.
I think that's all they were doing. But then they didn't go, hold it, wait, wouldn't this irritate the fuck out of you if every time you've got to load for ages going to orbit, oh, can I see your ship? Can I see your ship? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, that's the thing
brilliant.
I've never understood.
Who
why it
fucking
took so
cares?
long to go to orbit. But again, to essentially load a fucking planet.
A graphical planet, and then you're loading people's shit. I don't give a shit.
A glorified GIF.
You're trying to warrant the difference in ships and failing.
Yeah. And again, I never saw the point of all of the ships.
Well, there's literally none.
There
it's
is
just
none.
it's an aesthetic thing only.
Yeah.
There's no benefit whatsoever. That's why I liked rocking the old one, which in the trailer, I must admit, it's quite cool to see it like flying off into the distance.
Oh yeah, because you had the Zavella one, wasn't it? The story thing for him, how he become the Vanguard, basically. He earned his chops.
Yeah.
Because that was the young Zavella, they wasn't it? They forget.
Yes. Well, don't get me started on Zavella. At least not quite yet.
We'll let you build up to that.
But tell me this, right? So it looks, based on the fact, right, let me just take it on the chin for a split second that it's exactly the same fucking game, right?
Yep.
Okay, different planets, different, environments, different looks, different weapons. I understand they've done some changes, which we're going to touch on in a bit. But it's fundamentally the same game, right? Are we keeping all of our old shit? Are we keeping all the old planets? I mean, I get no, I don't get the gun thing, but there is some reasoning behind it, albeit spurious in nature, because they could do what they like. But anyway, are we keeping all the levels, all the enemies that we've had before?
I don't think so. Well, no, do you know what I reckon? Again, to approach it in the ultimate cynical way, which is so easy to do with Activision. Don't worry, we'll sell it back to you at a later date.
Yeah, it'll be a DLC pack. That'll be this.
That's the first expansion, Earth.
No, it'll fall into season 2, so it's not covered by your like 150 quid version with season pass that you bought.
But that's another disappointment for me, the fact that they're going back to that season pass model, like with the big expansions. But I don't know. There's too many things really missteps for me.
So, I mean, is there any positive aspects to what they've done?
Well, I mean, to be fair, not much was broken with Destiny. There was niggles which they tried to fix, and they did sort of balance out in the end. And there was an unfortunate couple of big shitters. I mean, for me, the core gameplay is the same.
Exactly the same by the looks of it.
But has enough been done to improve the problems that plagued Destiny, the alpha? I mean, the first one for me was the story. I mean, Bungie are claiming that they're doing more with the story and the cinematics. We saw with the Taken King that when they pull their thumbs out, that they can actually put in an effort.
It looks pretty cool. When you get some FMV, you're like, okay, I'll actually sit and watch this. I'm not skipping it.
The problem is when you're trying to create a story by having to go off and essentially go to a library, most people don't like going to libraries. So you can't get invested in your Guardian, in your character, and your place amongst the world. So you're not invested in... Like, the Guardian, I couldn't give a shit about the whatever nameless, faceless... Well, he's got a face, but it's interchangeable because you never really want to see it because you've got all these cool helmets. But hopefully you can actually get invested with a character. And I don't care that he's not got my voice. Just give him a voice and have them actually interact. Because then you end up like some creepy GTA Online avatar where people take the piss out of you because you're a mute.
Saying that though, Link's been rocking it for years.
True.
The old. Saying that though, I can't put my name in Breath of the Wild, which really bugs me because it's always been Marf. Marf for years has banished Ganon. But anyway, digress. Whoops. So Destiny KOF 2.
The story has to get better, and they need to involve the Grimoire more. I mean, one of the biggest complaints. I mean, I would quite happily pay for like an episodic pack of missions and story missions. Yeah. Okay, we can't expand the main story. Okay, give me the last word. The Grimoire story behind that's amazing because you got these two guys. They were both amazing guardians. One had the last word. The other was Thorn. Obviously, it was the something rose, and he was designed like a rose. The guy with the rose gun, dredging Yor, went bad. Become a dark guardian, and the gun, obviously, which become the thorn, obviously all of the petals fell off of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's creating the thorn. And there's this really good battle between like this guy, I can't remember his name, something Ward. He had the last word, and he helped sort of this settlement of people out. And obviously Dredge and Yor kills him. He ends up letting this fucking kid inherit the gun, and he goes after this killer.
All of this shit needs to be explored.
And the fact is, you've got to go off to their website and try and find it all, and it's this really convoluted. I mean, I don't care that I have to read up about this stuff, but put it in a what's that tablet on the wall? Oh, that's a grimoire. This is all of the things that you found. Why wouldn't you want that in the game?
No, do you know what? This is the beef. Yeah, this is why I get to fucking kick off and just say no bollocks. I'm not having it. How much money do you think goes on the marketing elements of their game?
I don't know. It depends what Sony are paying for the exclusivity rights.
It's a huge amount of cash. It's probably about half of the budget goes towards marketing.
The 500 million that they spent to Bungie for the 10 years of Destiny, I reckon they would have probably spent a good 250. Because generally, whenever, like, if you go on Hollywood standards, say they've spent 130 billion, or 130 million even, on, say, X summer blockbuster, it was probably about 70 million was spent on the film.
Yeah, exactly. It's always about half and half to the budget and stuff. So, with all of that, surely there has to be someone
that can write.
No. There must be some element where they can just say, do you know what? Why don't we, rather than just throwing all this money at stuffing our game down people's throats, why don't we take some of that cash, and instead of when you go and read something, you go to a little bit and it's like all about the background of the character, they could do an FMV. They could spend loads of money on doing lots of FMV, so if you want to go look at this stuff, you actually get kind of movie-like
Well, I think I brought up the point with Halo Legends. I mean, there's some horrendous Halo films and productions, but they did a really smart thing and just said, hey, you guys, you write some good cool sci-fi stories and you're good at sci-fi animation, would you like to do some Halo stuff? Here's the background, here's the lore, and it goes into all of the floods, how that was created with the Forerunners, and how it obviously went on to humanity, and it basically explains the whole of the Halo story up to the end of Halo 3. And then it just says, yeah, they've kind of fucked up. We'll leave it at that. But it's done in a really interesting way. So, I mean, yeah, hopefully story is brought to the forefront and we get to dive into the lore and learn some really new, cool, fucking interesting stuff with it. Because it's got the potential there. The biggest concern for me is content. My fucking bugbear, the reason I stopped playing it the first time round was, one, the fact that I got fucking locked out of strikes that I'd paid for because I didn't buy the DLC and it's in a playlist. And because I haven't got that other strikes on that playlist, I can't access that strike at all. Fuck off, cunts. And the fact that there wasn't any. Like, once you go out on patrol, you do your missions, you've got your strikes, you do your nightfall, you do this once a week to get the best stuff. And then after that, you're like, meh. Crucible? Yeah. And, you know, it's hopefully there's more to do in the world and they're a bit more lived in. I know they're talking about, and there's NPC characters and stuff. So hopefully there's just something there's some emergent gameplay.
I was expecting them to really up the model of the game. So it's a lot more dynamic, a lot more agile. They can fold stories in quickly. They can fold in little missions to go get sort of really interesting weapons and shit like that.
You know how they've got the public event system where you've got specific or there's one of three choices of, like, there's some bad guy drops in or a fucking tank or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, why can't they have those with strikes? And, like, it pops up once a month. And it runs for a week, and there's a specific strike with a specific gun, or this week it's this gun or whatever. And actually have stuff that is going to draw you in week to week. This week, like we were saying, with the raids, like, you could do so much more with the raids to bring people back to them and encourage them to play them more and more.
Grind them a bit, you know.
Yeah, and to flesh out the meagre offerings of content. But they don't. And I don't know. I'm hoping they do something with that. The one thing that I did have a big problem with the first one, which that I think could be fixed, to throw some sort of pats on their back, which won't be worth 50 quid, mind, is the matchmaking side of things. I mean, the clans are actually got a point, but again, should have been there from fucking day one. The fact that I have to go to a website and sign up to a new website just to make my experience to do raids, because let's be honest, we're not youngsters and we haven't got hours and hours of free time. We don't finish at 3 o'clock. We can't get on it and be on it till fucking 12. So it's difficult.
I'm an old gamer.
Yeah, well, you've got a life outside of gaming that you have to conform to.
Yeah, forcibly.
Yeah. Oh no, it's not through choice. It's just like you say. That unfortunate thing is
taken to your digital world.
Hey, buddy, you're an adult now. See you later to your free time. You've got bills, but not in your pocket. They're in your letterbox.
Yeah.
And it's all that shit. So
how's life? Taking forever.
Hopefully, the guided games will be a really good feature, because it allows you, if you haven't got your guys with you, that you can jump on to hopefully find a half decent, competent gang of gamers. That was a lot of G's.
G's. G-G-G's.
G.
That's great.
Have you seen
Holy Man?
Yeah,
it's brilliant. Eddie Murphy, watch it.
But yeah, so hopefully the guided games and that system that allows, because I got fuck all of the end game stuff because I couldn't find raid parties and randos were a nightmare. So hopefully they fixed that. My biggest fucking bugbear, which was always one good thing, that you could lord it over PC games, just like, but I haven't got Destiny though. And say what you will about Destiny, it's a fucking great game to play. Foibles aside, and its missteps in its design and its how it's presented,
it's not bad.
Every time you fucking play it, like, you can put on Destiny now, and to rate it as a playable game and its gameplay and how it makes you feel,
I'd have to buy Destiny KOF 2.
Yeah. You would go out and go, they're going to leave this one behind. I want to play the new one because I want that goddamn minigun.
Oh man, I can't wait to get this gun just to lose it in a few months' time.
But now they're bringing it to PC. Oh. Do you know what I've read? Like, every article that I've read to do with Destiny on PC, I can't go back.
Yeah, I've seen that everywhere.
It's literally, like, I spent 30 minutes on the PC and I can't go back.
I use one word, which is just making everybody go, fuck that. Uncapped.
Yeah.
Uncapped frame rate. People are just being like, yeah, that's what it needs to be. Yeah, I've got a PC now. Yeah.
4K uncapped. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll get some super rig and rock that bitch.
Yeah. I mean, just,
and they will. Those people will do that.
Visuals aside, 2 words: keyboard and mouse.
Yeah. See.
And it's just like Crota, bam, 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 right in them nuts, bam, every time.
Raiding with a mouse would probably be quite serious. But saying that though,
1,500 quid.
Well, no. That all aside, fucking having to raid with a keyboard, bollocks to that. I'm still a console gamer, and as much precision as you get with your mouse,
60,
just bear in mind
60 frames, like you say, plus uncapped.
But just bear in mind, I'm going to say this to all PC gamers, I don't give a flying fuck how good that mouse is. Just bear in mind how bollocks your keys are compared to an analog. Just bear that in mind.
But you know what that takes?
Buy a controller and use that.
No, I was thinking buy a Joy-Con or something of its ilk.
So this is what I was thinking, and we've probably just given away my really valuable idea. Is that somebody
redacted,
and
redacted,
a massive blow
redacted, and then he said, "Shat on a turtle."
Redacted. But yeah.
But no, I know exactly what you mean. But then there are a really good range of gaming keyboards where it's essentially like, you only need like 15 keys, don't you, for a keyboard?
That was the idea, damn it.
Yeah, there's just the 15 keys and you've got the 4, and then it's just conveniently placed around.
See, there we go. Shape it like a woman's tit. Whammy. Every male gamer who likes it will just be sold. Cool.
So, yeah.
I mean, I tell you what, look, if I'm going to wrap some beef here, not, just sort of bringing her out a little bit, I'd just say I can't get any tangible evidence as to why Destiny KOF 2 warrants me buying it. Why, if they've done the job properly the first time. I'm just talking about basic structure of how they've created the game, making it a bit more modular, making just being a little bit smart, or even just knowing what they were doing. You look how much the game has changed, Destiny, since its first iteration to where it is now, and it feels like they're stumbling, they're finding something which is right, and they're still trying to work it out.
As has been much reported and talked about and discussed and just accepted as fact now, that we know that it got torn to bits, like 2 months before it's supposed to ship.
Yeah,
Originally.
exactly.
So, I mean, they've spent the last 2 years patching together what was supposed to be the initial release, which was Taken King and the House of Wolves. Obviously, that was always supposed to be DLC, but all of the Crota stuff, that was all supposed to be year one. Then obviously it's like, oh shit, let's push that back. That's why taking the first Destiny Vanilla, as it's called, to use the parlance. Yeah, that's why it was so empty and so meagre. Because if you'd have had Destiny, like the first bit with the DLC, and then like the Taken King was in there, Destiny 1 would have been a great game that first year. I would have fucking happily played through that, even without the Strike playlist bullshit, and I haven't got the DLC, so you can't play that. No, but I've got loads of other shit to go through. It's gravy. But it's... I mean... I've got it summed up into two sort of medium sentences. Will it be a day one purchase? Probably not. Not enough new stuff for me, but it will play so very, very well. And there's that caveat. That's always that.
It's just the same thing.
I love to play great games.
Like you said, it's just the same thing as what they've done before.
Yeah. And then obviously to summarise it, but having seen the last 3 years, I'd likely be tempted to wait until at least the first year's out, just so I can get the whole package, sort of a la Taken King. Because do you remember, it's like when we were saying to Kia, old hero, he's like, should I get Destiny? Like, this is obviously the Taken King. It's like, how much is it up for? And he's like, blah blah blah. And it's like, yeah, because you've got the whole of the first year, which there's a lot of great content, there's some good strikes and some missions, and it's good fun. And then you've got all the Taken King stuff, which is unbelievable.
And you've got Gem, which jumps you past the necessity to play a lot of the first.
Yeah. Yeah, you just max it up, get all your gear, and then just go through and mac everything, and just be like, I'm overpowered as fuck. Eat that, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Because to be fair, some of it was a bitch when we had the crappy greens, and you've got a blue. Oh, you lucky bastard.
Oh wow, blues.
So yeah, no, I think it's definitely wait 6 months at least for a sale.
Okay, well look, here's my final thought on this one. The biggest change that they've implemented in this iteration of Destiny KOF 2 is they've shrunk Zavala's head. And now, to me anyway, he looks like he's got some terminal illness. I don't see that as an upgrade.
He's lost his light.
He's lost his light. Honestly, seriously, not enough. Seriously, guys, seriously, shame on you. What have you been doing, and why have you been hiding this? Because you haven't. You've been doing the same thing for the last year. Just shame on you. Shame on you.
Hopefully, they've got a lot more to show off.
Yeah, hopefully they.
For me to be interested day one, they need to show an awful lot more. But we've got E3 around the corner, so we don't know. Who knows? They'll turn up on Sony's podium, so we'll see that.
Podium, yeah. Right, there we go, folks. That's Destiny KOF 2 roasted, done, boom, we're out. So if you like what you heard, you know what to do. Show us a bit of love, give us a like, or subscribe, follow, do that thing. It's all in the box below. If you want to see some more ESG stuff as well, go check it out. There's plenty more shows out there. Until next time, though, from Angrylink, it's
done.
And do you know what? Fuck you, Destiny KOF 2. That's me. Peace.